Hello children, myself Divya Sharma from Shiv Jyoti Educational Group Kota. Today we will do revision of chapter number 17, that is the United Nations. I will be quickly summarizing the chapter through points to remember. We will cover the important topics of the chapter. First, we learnt about the world wars. We learnt about World War I, which broke out in the year 1914, and World War II, which broke out in the year 1939. And both these world wars caused a lot of destruction. Okay? Then we learnt about the formation of the United Nations. We learned the United Nations officially came into being on 24th October 1945 at San Francisco in the USA. And United Nations was formed when the nations of the world came together to discuss that to prevent future wars. That is why United Nations was formed. Then we learnt about the aims and principles of the United Nations. United Nations aim is to maintain international peace and security, to develop friendly relations among the other nations, and to respect the human rights. We learned about principles of the United Nations, that all the countries who are members of the UN have to obey the charter, okay, which was signed. And the countries have to settle their disputes in a very peaceful manner. Then we learnt about the main organs and its special agencies. Main organs of the UN: General Assembly, which makes laws; Secretariat for administering day-to-day work; Security Council for preventing future wars; International Court of Justice for preventing wars and providing justice; Economic and Social Council for trade and transport; and the Trusteeship Council for freeing the land which is under colonial rule. Then we learnt about its special agencies. Special agencies of the UN: FAO, which aim is freedom from hunger. Okay. Then we learnt about UNESCO. UNESCO's aim is that all the nations should be encouraged to work together in the field of education, science and culture. Then UNICEF. UNICEF is responsible for welfare of the children worldwide. ILO, International Labour Organization, which is for the welfare of the poor class, poor working labor class. WHO, that is World Health Organization, its aim is to improve the health of the people worldwide. Then we learnt about achievements of the United Nations, that it has achieved achievements of the United Nations, where it has tried to prevent the wars, okay, between India, Pakistan, Iran and Israel. Then we learnt about India's contribution to the United Nations. In it opposed the policy of apartheid, okay. It played a prominent role in putting forward the concerns of the developing nations. So this was all about the chapter. I have covered all the important points which are there covered in the chapter. Let's discuss internal questions of this chapter. Question number 1, in which two cities the USA dropped atomic bombs? Answer: Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Question 2 is, which is the main organ of UN? Answer: the General Assembly. These are the two internal questions from this chapter. Let's discuss the bookwork. Exercise A, match the special agency of the UN with its aim. First, welfare of children of the world. The agency which is responsible is UNICEF. Freedom from hunger, that is FAO. Third, promotion of education, science and culture, UNESCO. Fourth, improve conditions of the working class, that is ILO. Fifth, improve health of people, that is WHO. Now moving ahead with question B, write T for true and F for false statements. First, the only aim of the UN is to prevent wars, that is false. Second, all nations are members of the Security Council, This statement is also false. Third, the General Assembly is the most powerful organ of the UN. False. Fourth, there have been no wars between nations after the UN was formed. This statement is also false. Fifth, India has never had a seat in the Security Council. This is false. Let's move ahead with MCQ, multiple choice questions. First, the set of rules according to which the UN is governed is called, D is the correct answer, the Charter of the United Nations. Second, which of these is not an aim of the UN? D is the correct answer, to govern and rule newly formed nations. Third, in the General Assembly, A is the correct answer, all countries have one vote. Fourth, the most powerful organ of the UN is the, B is the correct answer, the Security Council. Fifth, the agency of the UN that is responsible for the welfare of children all over the world is the, B is the correct answer, UNICEF. Sixth, which country followed the policy of apartheid? C is the correct answer, South Africa. Now let's move ahead with the copy work. Okay, answer the following questions. Question 1, why was the United Nations formed? Answer, the two world wars left many nations destroyed and millions killed or wounded. So, the nations of the world came forward to form the United Nations, whose main aim was to prevent future wars. As we discussed that the two world wars caused massive destruction, so the nations of the world came forward to prevent future wars, so the United Nations was formed. Question number 2. Besides maintaining world peace, in what other ways does the UN help its member countries? Answer, UN help its member countries first by developing friendly relations between nations. We have learned the aims of the UN. Second, in solving economic and social problems. Third, to fight with diseases and preserve the environment. Fourth, to encourage respect and freedom of all the people. These are some of the aims of the United Nations. Question 3, who is the head of the UN? List his or her main responsibilities. Answer, the head of the UN is the Secretary General. He or she oversees the day-to-day work of the UN and also carries out the decisions taken by the Security Council. Now, the head of the United Nations is the Secretary General, and what is his work? He or she oversees day-to-day work of the United Nations and carries all the decisions which are taken by the Security Council. Question 4, what is apartheid? Why did India oppose it? Answer, apartheid is the policy of treating blacks as people who are inferior to the whites. The Indian government opposed this policy since it holds that no human being must be considered inferior or superior due to the color of skin. Now, the Indian government opposed this policy of apartheid because it believed that no human being should be considered superior or inferior according to the color of the skin. There should be no differentiation. Question number 5. What do you mean by specialized agencies of the UN? Name the 4 agencies of the UN. Answer, specialized agencies are agencies that run programs dealing with food, working conditions, health, education, and the environment and agriculture of its member countries. Now, these specialized agencies also help the United Nations in different fields. Okay, and these 4 specialized agencies are WHO, FAO, ILO, UNICEF. Okay, question 6. Name the 6 organs of the UN. Which organ is the most powerful? Answer: the 6 organs of the UN are: first, the General Assembly; second, the Security Council; third, the Secretariat; fourth, the Economic and Social Council; fifth, the International Court of Justice; sixth, the Trusteeship Council. The Security Council is the most powerful organ. Question number 7. Name the 5 permanent members of the Security Council. Answer: the 5 permanent members of the Security Council are: first, USA; second, United Kingdom; third, France; fourth, Russia; fifth, China. These are the permanent members of the Security Council. Now with this, we come to an end of the copywork. Children, do go through the video lecture of the chapter again and read the chapter. Complete your copywork and the book work. Thank you.